Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well and thanks for being here. This is a timeless reading that's for somebody out there, and my intention is that it will find the person or people it's meant for and at the right time for them. Now, it's definitely not meant to be for everyone, so if the storyline that emerges doesn't resonate for you, it's probably not your reading. You can still watch the whole reading because it's always an intention of mine that if you're drawn to a reading that I've done, then you'll gain something from it. That could be an insight, a piece of wisdom, or just the opportunity to see something from a different angle. So if you have happened to click on this video, I think you're meant to be here and I hope you'll watch it. Now we'll get started. We'll just do our love pause first. This is where we pause the video and we send some love out into the universe. You can do that however you like, but you can do it as a Ho'oponopono prayer as well. And that would be saying the 4 sentences: thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, and please forgive me. So thanks to everyone who takes part in that. The time to pause is now, and I'll start my reading on the next slide. Okay, so this is the spread we've got for this reading. If you're interested in the decks that I've used, I'll have them listed in the description box. So at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Page of Cups energy, which is about someone who's a bit naive. They're a bit like an idealistic dreamer, in love with life kind of energy. Now, the Page of Cups is also someone who's a little bit mystical as well. This is water sign energy, so there is that kind of intuition, a little bit psychic kind of tendency as well. I do tend to see it maybe as a little bit of a Piscean energy, but it can be any water sign, as I said. Now, the card in the past position is the 4 of Cups card, and that's about someone who's dissatisfied with life. They're bored or they're frustrated with how things are going. And the image typically shows someone, who's looking at the 3 cups that they see as their life, and they're not noticing basically the 4th cup, which represents the cup that would bring them something fulfilling. So in some decks, the 4th cup looks like it's something the universe is presenting to the person, sometimes as an idea, but it's always like the person's not seeing the cup or doing anything about it, and they're not acknowledging it basically. And in terms of the 4th cup, because it is being presented by the universe, I do see it as being like the Ace of Cups, because the Ace of Cups is obviously presented to us by the universe. And the Ace of Cups is the cup of happiness. So what's going on in this particular card is the 4th cup is actually just sitting there beside the woman. So I feel like it's something that's already in her life, but she hasn't seen it for what it is. And I'm thinking back to that naive, dreamy Page of Cups energy that we had at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like this could be someone who has fantasies about how things should be in their life, and so maybe they're not seeing that the 4th cup is there, and it's purely because it doesn't resemble the cup that they've been dreaming of. So as I was saying, the 4th cup is the cup of happiness. So I feel like this person perhaps needs to stop looking for happiness to come in a particular way that they've fantasized about, and to recognize that they actually already have it, that real happiness is already a part of their life. So in terms of an example, like this might be someone who's started a business because it's their dream, and in their fantasy, that business is going to be hugely successful and it's going to make them really, really happy because it's going to make them famous and wealthy, and they're going to end up with a luxurious lifestyle, the grand homes, the flash cars, the incredible holidays and so on. But the thing is that they already have the cup of happiness, and it's because they have a good life right now. So they perhaps have a happy family and a nice home in a stable neighborhood, and they have a pretty good lifestyle. So I feel like this is a bit like Spirit saying, hey, come on now. You don't need to be successful or famous or wealthy to have the cup of happiness. I already gave you the cup of happiness. And that's quite funny, actually, to think about. But I feel like it's true in this particular story. It looks like this person just needs to have that realization. I mean, they can still want all of those other things. There's nothing wrong with having those kinds of dreams and desires, but they maybe just need to appreciate this blessing that they already have. The blessings that they already have. I feel like, the cup of happiness is probably a few blessings that they already have. Now, the oracle card above this, I think, is kind of tying in with this as well. It's got an interesting image. It's words that have been written, and there's been a couple of cross-outs where things have been rewritten. So it started off with bliss is worth creating from, and then the words get changed. So then it reads bliss is worth creating for. And then it's crossed out again and they write from again. So it goes back to the original statement, bliss is worth creating from. So with all those corrections, it seems like we're talking about as a person who has worked out the relationship between happiness and creativity in their life. So maybe they've been working away at something creative and it hasn't been giving them the results they were hoping for. And that's why they were in that Four of Cups energy. And maybe they actually were thinking they needed to be more creative in order to feel happy. And so they were pushing themselves harder to create more. But that didn't actually work. I feel like maybe their creations, maybe they were more productive, but they didn't really have any kind of magic to them. And so they weren't making this person's endeavor more successful, and they weren't making this person any happier either. So then this person might have twigged to the fact that they already have this fourth cup, the cup of happiness. And so they might have realized that they actually are already very blessed, and they're blessed enough for them to have a good life. And I feel like this realization puts them into the energy of contentment and gratitude. And then, surprise, surprise, because they're happy and content and grateful, they actually become more creative. It's like their creativity starts to flow more effortlessly, and it's because they're happy. So the card in the present position we've got is a good one. It's the Queen of Wands. So I feel like that definitely fits with what we're getting here. Now, the Queen of Wands is someone who is a vibrant, passionate, artistic, creative kind of person. And she's actually naturally the most magical of the queens. So I feel like the creations that are maybe coming out now are quite inspired. So whatever the creations are, they're pretty cool creations. So I feel like this is someone who's now happy and they're appreciative of the life that they have, and all of those positive vibes are basically, they're flowing into this person's creative projects. Now, the Queen of Wands is fire sign energy, but I would say, I personally tend to associate it with Aries. But I should also say, because these are all female, well, most of these characters look like female characters, but I will just say that tarot cards are archetypes, not genders. So remember, this can be a reading for a man as well. This deck might just be one of those decks where there are more images of women, but if you're watching this and you're a man and this resonates, that's totally appropriate that you can resonate with this reading. Now, above the Queen of Wands, there's an oracle card titled New Beginnings, and I'm just drawn to how fiery that card actually looks. It looks like there's lava almost flowing through this card. And I'm actually not sure if it is lava or if it's just that the sun is that fiery red glow, is casting that fiery red glow over this valley, and it's creating that effect where maybe this river or stream looks like it's lava rather than water. I don't think it matters too much what the actual scene is, but I do get that sense of a fiery, sort of passionate new beginning with that card. So I feel like this Queen of Wands, she's definitely stepped into her creativity and she's really passionate about what she's creating now. So that's really nice. So I think in the past, maybe she was creating she's being productive and creating a lot, but it wasn't really the same inspired, passionate creation that's going on now. Now, the card in the future position is the Ten of Cups, so that's about a very fulfilling experience of life. So isn't that a great leap to go from the Four of Cups to the Ten of Cups? Now, the image here, we've got a group of friends who are relaxing and enjoying themselves together. And there are three friends on this card, so I'm actually getting a Three of Cups vibe to it. Now, the Three of Cups is actually about celebrations with friends and close loved ones. And the Ten of Cups, as I said, is about emotional fulfillment, big time. So I like it. I like this a lot. So I think there's going to be a lot of happiness there in the future. Now, the last oracle card is kind of interesting. It's actually a Gemini card, and it has the keywords curiosity, intellect, and networking. So those keywords do give me a Page of Swords kind of energy, and it's making me think that perhaps this person's creativity is going to develop further. So it might be that they'll start learning new skills or new techniques, or they'll start meeting people who can help them take things further or take things in a different direction. So maybe they're going to have some success with this creative endeavor, but I don't think it's really going to be so much about the success, because I feel like I keep being drawn back to that future card being the Ten of Cups. I feel like it's not going to matter too much to this person how successful their endeavor becomes. I think they're just going to be loving it, enjoying doing what they're doing. They're just going to be a happy person, and any success that is achieved is just going to be celebrated. And I think that's why this card is carrying that Three of Cups feel to it. I feel like they'll be celebrating all their wins in life with their nearest and dearest. And that's going to be anything that goes well in their life. It's not just about success with this creative endeavor. I feel like they're just going to be someone who appreciates all their blessings, and they're going to have people who love them and who are going to celebrate their wins with them and be really happy for them. So the Three of Cups really is about that kind of closeness. It's where people are genuinely happy for each other when good things happen. So it's lovely, lovely, lovely to have that energy mixed in with the Ten of Cups. So, it's really beautiful. There isn't going to be any of that kind of envy or evil eye kind of nonsense, which is good. These are like true soul tribe connections where, they just are always happy for each other, which is really beautiful. And that's all I'm seeing with this spread. So I'll end the reading here. And here we are. This is our last slide. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you all for being here. If you liked this video, please give it a like or leave a comment if you feel guided to. If you enjoy my videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. And thanks to everyone who has already subscribed. It means a lot to me to have your support. And so that's it. Take care, everyone. And I hope that I'll see you all in another video. Bye.